Hello, guys. I'm sorry. I forgot to include the manipulatives in that last lesson. In light of all the excitement, I completely went over that. It just kind of flew over my head. And no worries, though. One of my students definitely reminded me about the manipulatives. Okay, so here we go. So, and this is in addition to the lesson that we just learned about expressions, variables, and solving one of your first equations, which you guys did a great job on. Okay, so here we go. So this is the more artistic factor of doing the same thing, and this is also great for doing group work if you want to just partner up with somebody in your class and just to get more of a visual effect. Okay. So, and the reason why I have these cups stacked is that eventually, instead of just trying to find out what your variables are, your numbers are going to change after a while. So as you progress in your math journey, that's why we have these numbers here. So, but for right now, and you can choose whatever number you want. That's what these cups allow. They allow you a lot of flexibility. Okay. And also, let's see here. So let's just say we have X, and if you look at these blocks, we have X, we have this X for one side, we have this X for the other side. So all that means is that we're looking for one variable X here, and we're looking for another variable X here. Okay, and we have our equal sign. So they both have to equal on either side, that what you have here must equal to what you have here. Okay. Now you don't have to, you can certainly change this X if you want. You don't have to keep with a single X. We also have some here if you want to find what two variables are, for example, on this side. So we have the 2X block right there. Okay. And if you want to just keep this as a single X, you can do that as well. All right, and let's just go ahead and try that and do it so you see what I mean, because you guys certainly understand what variables are. You understand that variables can mean any number at all, okay? And that you can have more than one variable on each side, all right? So, and I'm also going to write on the board as we go along so you understand this as well, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to let's first write out our mathematical sentence, our equation, okay? And again, Miss Franklin loves to keep it on the lower end for right now and do a slow build up, okay? So let's see here on this, remember, on this side of the equation, we're going to have our problem, all right? Make sure that's in line. And then we're going to have that side of the equation as well, okay? But remember the golden rule. What you do to this side of the equation, you must also do to the other side of the equation. And then as you work that equation, that one side does equal to the other side, okay? And then that would make your equation true. Okay, so this side must equal to this side. All right, so let's get our equal sign out of the way, just like we have our equal sign here. Okay, so let's put our equal sign right there. Now, if you'll notice, now remember what we said, that our variables, we're going to put a little bit note here. A variable can equal any number at all, okay? A variable can be the number 1, 2, 3, it can even be the numbers 16, 17. And as you move along in your math journey, it can be something like 1.4 even. Okay, but that'll come a little bit later. But for right now, we're going to keep them mostly the numbers 12 and under. All right, and it helps me out too, so I know exactly where everybody's at. Okay, all right, good. So again, we said a variable can be any number. Okay, a variable can stand for, can equal any numbers. So if you'll notice, behind the equal sign, I have all these number blocks. Okay, because a variable, and these are going to be your number blocks that for this particular situation, these are going to stand for your variables and they can always change. That's the reason why we have them on this cube. They can always change. It helps you to experiment and keep track of the numbers and variables that you used. Okay. All right, so behind this equal sign, this is where you can keep all your blocks and your variables. Okay, so you have no idea what's back there, you have no amount, and that's what variables mean. You have no idea what it stands for until we work it out and find the solution to see if it's true or false. Okay? All right, so let's get back to our equation here. On this side of the equation, let's make it x. Let's make it x plus 3 equals, we don't know yet. Okay? But don't worry, you will get a given. Remember what we talked about what givens were yesterday? Givens are kind of like your clue. I'm going to give you a given, and you're going to take that given and substitute it, okay? And just be on your merry way, all right? So we don't know what this is yet, but hold on. I will be giving you a given, your clue. So hold on one second. Let me go and just write this out, okay? So we have x plus 3 equals, we don't know yet, okay? But I'm also going to use this same variable x on that side. We have x plus x plus the number 2. Hold on a second. Plus the number 1, excuse me. Okay. All right. So let's see here. We don't know, and we're going to see what the answer is. Okay. So let's go and just set this up. We're only working with one x on this side. Is that correct? Okay. So then we need to use, so we just to keep track, we're going to use our 1x block. I like to call this the platform. We call it the stage, okay? Because we're soon going to put something on top of it. So let's just get 1x right here, okay? That's going to be, we're going to put something on top of it, but we just need to be reminded how many variables we're working with. We have one variable here we're working with, so therefore we're going to represent it with 1, okay? But on this side, if you notice, we have x plus x. So we have one variable x here. How many variables do we have on this side? Correct, we have 2 variables on that side. So we're going to get our little stand, our little block showing 2 variables that we're working with. Okay, so that goes on this side. All right. Now, okay, so we're done with setting up our variables. All right. Let's see here. Now we're working with the number 3. Okay, good. And that's where these number cups come in handy. So the number 3 right there. Okay, so you can either put the rest of these cups behind it, move it to the side or whatever. I always find it very easy to just put it behind it because you're not looking for your number cups and they're not scattered everywhere. So when you're done, you can just put it back on top, okay? So we have x plus 3. We have x plus 3 is equal to 2x's, which we already have set up right here, plus the number 1. Okay, so we just need to find the number 1 cup. There we go. See the number 1 cup. So this is actually our sentence, right? We have we have an x plus 3 is equal to x plus x plus 1. Okay, and what we need to find out is to see if this is true. Okay, so let's see here. So we know that this side calls for one variable, correct? Okay, correct. And so that means we need to put one of these little variables. See, it can be any number, right? It can be any number at all. So we know that one block belongs here. Okay, and we're going to find out what the answer is, okay? Because it could be one of many answers, but don't worry. In this particular equation, you'll be given a clue, which is called a what? You're given. Okay, good. And now on this side, you have to find out what this x and what this other x stands for. You have to find out what this x and what this x stands for. So now instead of just looking for one variable, how many variables are now you're trying to find? Correct. Now you're searching for 2 variables. So that means I need to get 2 blocks. I need to figure out what 2 of these mean. Okay, we don't know yet, but we will figure it out. Okay, so, geez. Right now, without a given, I could be sitting here forever. I already know. Miss Franklin already has the answer key. I know what this is supposed to be. Okay, but I want you to explore with these and figure out and do through substitution to arrive at an answer with your given. Okay, so let's see here. You look at this, the blocks have all kinds of numbers on it. When you explore them, they have all, so it could actually be any number. And that's what a variable means. It can mean any number. Okay. Okay, but Miss Fran, I'm going to give you a given. Our given, your clue here, remember, you are, I will give you the given. Okay, and givens are something that you probably want to look for because they're going to be clues to help you solve your equation. Okay, so I'm going to give you the given that x is equal to 2. Okay, you know what? No, we're going to try something different. I want you to understand what it looks like if something is not true, if it is incorrect, okay? I'm going to give you that, see, what if x were to equal to 1? Okay, so through substitution, if x is equal to 1, then we know that this x is 1 plus 3, and we know 1 plus 3 is equal to 4. Okay, we have no more to bring down, so we're going to lock in that 4. Okay, I'm going to see that. I see that there's a glare there, but that is the number 4. Okay, so we're done working with this side. So let's work on that side now. On that side, if we were to place all of the x's with the number 1, we would have 1 plus 1 plus 1. So what is 1 plus 1 plus 1? Well, we know 1 plus 1 is 2. We're going to add another 1. Bring it down. I know it seems long, but there's a reason why. I want you to get used to this process, okay? Then eventually, as you become used to it, yes, you can consider doing the little shortcuts in your mind once you become very proficient in this, okay? But there's a reason why. All right, so we know 1 plus 1 plus 1. Okay, well, we know 1 plus 1 is 2. Bring down the 1. So what do we have? 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. We're going to box that in. We're boxing it in because we have nothing else to bring down. That tells us, hey, we need to stop. We need to box in that answer. All right, good. So let's look at both of our boxed in answers. We have a 4 here and a 3 here. Does 4 equal to 3? No, it doesn't. Okay, so this is not a true statement. This is false. Okay, so if this is false, then we know that x cannot be 1. All right, because 4 does not equal to 3. 4 is not the same thing as 3. Okay, so x cannot be 1. All right, so let's try. Okay, well, let's see here. The given that you will have now is going to be, instead of x equaling to 1, let's do x equal 2. Okay? And I'm sorry, I didn't, I got carried away again. All right, so how that worked out was that using these blocks now, what you would do is, okay, so our false answer was 1. Okay, that was our false variable. That was not the correct variable. That was false. So how you would do that is, let's just say you wanted to do the same thing that you just did here to your manipulatives, your tools. Okay, so we know that x, we said the given was a 1, so you're going to put a 1 right there, and then the x over here, we substitute each of these variables for the number 1 and also the number 1. Okay, so, and you're supposed to write this down with your pen and paper, or if you want to come to the board, that's fine, to keep track of yourself as you're moving along, okay? And so we have 1 plus 3, we said was what? 4, all right? And then we also, what is 1 plus 1 plus 1? Is 3, correct? Okay, but does 4 equal to 3? That is incorrect. So that is a false statement. Okay. So if it's false, then it cannot be equal. All right, because that is false. All right, so now we are going to try. So we know that the ones didn't work. Okay, the one was not the true. It was not true. So x cannot equal to 1. Okay, well, let's try the number 2. We said we're going to try the number 2, right? Okay, so let's now say that the given x equals 2. All right, so now through substitution, we are going to replace any x that you see up here in your mathematical equation. As soon as you see that x, you're going to replace it with 2 because that's what you were given. Okay? All right, so, but we only work one side at a time. You do not work both sides for right now. Right now, we're going to work at one side out of a time, so please ignore that side. I want you to pay attention to this side, okay? So we have x plus 3 equals, we don't know yet, okay? But since we have our clue here, our given, let's replace it. We know x now is equal to 2 plus 3 equals something. 2 plus 3 equals 5. Okay, we're going to box that in, right? And now we're going to work on, we are done with this side. There's nothing else to bring down, okay? And your answer on this side was a number 5. Now let's work that side, okay? We're going to replace all the x's that you see with your given of x down here too. This is your clue of what x means. So what does x stand for? The number 2. So we're going to substitute. Okay, let's bring down this x, which stands for 2, plus, bring down your plus sign, another x, 2, bring down your plus sign, bring down your 1, plus 1. Oh, so now instead of x plus 1, we have 2 plus 2 plus 1. And that's something that we can work with because they're all numbers. They all can communicate with each other, okay? So what is 2 plus 2? 4. That's correct. 2 plus 2 is 4. Bring down your plus sign. Bring down your 1. Okay. All right. Here we go. Now we still have a little bit more work to do. Okay. Now we have 4 plus 1. We brought down the 4. We brought down the plus. We brought down the 1. So 4 plus 1 is what? 5. Is there anything else that we can bring down? We can't bring anything else down. You brought everything down already. So we are done, okay? So 4 plus 1, that's your final answer. So lock in your final answer. Block it in, okay? So you know that's where you're supposed to stop. Block where you're supposed to stop, okay? So we look at our block. We look at where we stopped at. 5. Does 5 equal to 5? Why, absolutely, yes, it does. 5 does equal to 5. And that is a true statement. Okay. All right. So what we've done here, we're going to bring down to here. Okay. Now we use the given of 2. Now you see how that all worked up here? Well, we can do the same thing using your manipulatives, guys. Okay. All right. And I think manipulatives are great. Some of my kids learn better with manipulatives. My own children work better with manipulatives. Okay. I have a son that if you just tell him anything and you talk to him, he remembers it. But I have a daughter that struggled with that a little bit, and these manipulatives would have been very helpful to her because she was able to look at it, pick it up, touch it, and explore and experiment. Okay. So we said our given was 2. Okay, so we know through substitution we have 2. We're going to replace x with the number 2. X is now a 2. All right. And on this side, we have x plus x, correct? On this side, we have x plus x. So we know that we have to put 2 numbers here, okay? And what did we say those numbers should be? What x is? The number 2. So we're going to put a 2 and a number 2, okay? So we have 2 plus 3 3 is kind of like our cup. We don't want to do that. Seems like we're blocking it in, and we're not trying to do that. So 3 is kind of like our cup that we have here, okay? But anyway, so we're going to replace, also substitute these variable x with the number 2 as well. 2 plus 2 plus 1. 2 plus 3 is 5. We're done, correct? So we're going to block that in, okay? We have 2 plus 2 is 4 plus 1, okay? Let's bring these down. What is 4 plus 1? It is 5, okay? So we're done. We can't bring anything else down. There's nothing more to bring down. So we're going to block and lock it in. We're going to block your answer once you stop, okay? So 5 does equal to 5, which is what we have set up here. I want you to look. We have 2, which we replaced it with the x, plus 3 is equal to 5. And also here we have 2 plus 2 plus 1 also equals to 5, okay? And you can, like I said, there's going to be a sheet that I will be passing out to you at the end of the class. And what I want you to do is that each of these sheets, on one side, I will be having a mathematical sentence, or you'll see an expression. Okay. All right. So on one side of the sheet, you're going to see something very similar to this. On the other side of your worksheet, you're going to see something very similar to this. Okay. And I will be, and you will be, and there's going to be a given box there, okay? So pay attention to the given box so you know what to replace your variables with. Now, your variables are these letters in the sentence, okay? For this class, our variable will always be x. If it changes, I will let you know if it changes, okay? But right now, your variable is going to be x, and please look for your given, because your given is your clue of what you need to substitute your x with to get your answer. Okay, and remember, you're gonna have to prove if your answer is true or false. Now, if you guys have any questions, come see me while everybody's working on the worksheet. We can work together. If a few of you or several of you have questions, come see me. We'll do together as a group. I'll be going around class to see how everybody's doing. Okay. And I'm going to keep these supplies at the round table if you guys feel that if you want one-on-one and maybe work with this to help you arrive at your answer, okay? All right, guys, great job. Great job. Get some good, make sure that you figure out, work together if you need to on your worksheets. You have the group table over there if some of you want to show each other how to do this, okay? If you have any questions, please come see me or call me over. All right, guys, great work.